I mean, it's so, well, casualties started picking up, you know, in that area after that time. The pace of operations started picking up. You know, we started putting a lot more wear and tear on the vehicles. Vehicles started going down. I think at some point there was only like 2 or 3 vehicles from my platoon that was online. We were trying to get them in and out of maintenance as soon as possible, but you know, when you're doing 6 hours on and 8 hours off, and in that 8-hour time you have to pull maintenance on your vehicle, which depending on the particular damage or wear and tear can be hours, and then you know, clean your weapon and go to sleep in that 8-hour time period. You know, you do your best to try to maintain vehicles, you know, but eventually they break after prolonged periods of time. I remember a particular operation Adelia Sunrise, and when we were in Kuwait, we were told not to set patterns, that it was a really bad idea that the enemy would know where you would be the next day so that they could plan on how to ambush you and how to attack you. And it's very hard to prevent against casualties in situations like that. It's hard to, you know, constantly at all times see everything, you know, from up to it and as far away from, you know, 300 meters in a 360-degree radius. So we were ordered to do these static checkpoints, which is the same spot in town over and over again. And you know, we didn't receive any contact for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then in one day we received indirect fire, and several people in my troop were wounded in that, including my medic, who was hit in the leg. I remember, you know, after that, some of the operations that were coming out were, you know, they weren't surgical. I'll just put it that way. The intelligence that we were getting oftentimes seemed to be based on just the, you know, first-hand accounts from one Iraqi. Oftentimes it would turn out to be a dispute, and someone would come to the American forces and tell them, oh, so-and-so, you know, he makes bombs, he does this, he does that, and out comes the cavalry, literally, and, you know, knocks this guy's door in. House raids like that were very commonplace, and we would often sweep entire neighborhood areas of people coming up with absolutely nothing. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that looking back on it now, that kind of contributed to the violence in my area, and you know, led to an increase of casualties eventually. I mean, the intelligence, you know, I mean, there were raids that we did with good intelligence that netted people, and that was every once in a while. Most of the times we did that with, you know, small special operations detachments, and then there was, you know, raids that we would just get handed down. And you know, for example, one time we got the order to raid a bomb-making factory, is what it was reported as, and we pulled up, and you know, I think, you know, you bring several vehicles and helicopters and everything like that. It's pretty intimidating to someone who is experiencing it. And you know, we get in the house, and it's one guy, and the entire building is totally and absolutely empty. And the guy is a painter who's been working on the building, which obviously smells like fresh paint. So I mean, we rarely would get someone, you know, with weapons or with any kind of proof of guilt. In December, my second platoon leader was shot, and after that we didn't get another replacement. We were sent on a patrol with limited personnel. People had been taken from our patrol, if I remember correctly, to do what's called kitchen patrol or washing pots and pans. another thing that, again, there's contractors on my base, and we're going on missions shorthanded. This instance, it was myself, a captain, a medic, and one other NCO on a dismounted patrol, and we ran into an ambush that was set up for a log pack. We should have had more people that day, and you know, due to the increased casualty rate, and there were replacements that would come in and, you know, be there for 2 weeks and get hit and go. One guy got hit by a sniper, and you know, after I got back from Iraq, I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, and I remember just this feeling like, you know, I told myself that after I got through this, I would be cool, everything would be okay, and you know, just get through this time, you know, I would say, and just make sure everyone, you know, comes home. And you know, I was lucky enough to have a lot of good people watch my back, and you know, I'll never forget the things that happened over there. I think about them every day, and I hope wholeheartedly that the American people can understand the impact this occupation is having on the United States military. And I hope that people really wish to educate themselves about the true nature of combat in Iraq and the effect it has on our military, because it's, I mean, it's tearing us apart. And you know, in closing, I'd just like to say, you know, to those who would judge me for coming up here and sharing my experiences with the American people, do so, because I've made my peace with what I have to do for this country over many sleepless nights. Thank you.